So it's clear that climate change is a systemic problem, and dealing with it requires wise, ambitious, and also coordinated action by governments and their communities. This means finding new ways for municipalities to collaborate with their citizens. So collaborating with your community can help you to act wisely and ambitiously as a municipal organization. It'll show you what citizens want when they're given the chance to really understand the issues and wrestle with the different positions in play. You don't get this through polling or through more conventional forms of engagement like town hall meetings or focus groups. These methods give you people's top-of-the-head opinion, but don't really help them to work things through. Well-designed collaboration methods, on the other hand, bring a diverse sample of your community into the room and not just the usual suspects. They give balanced information to your citizens. They support them in finding solutions that reflect their values and address tough trade-offs. And they produce recommendations that reflect citizens' considered views. If you use these kinds of, I'd call them deliberative methods, and incorporate citizen recommendations into municipal decisions, it'll help you to align with citizens' real values and priorities. This makes your decisions more likely to actually get and keep public support. And as part of the collaboration process, you can also make sure that strongly held views of particular groups or sectors are put in front of participants and get a serious hearing. The last thing I'll say is that participants themselves in this kind of a process can become advocates and ambassadors for their recommendations, for example, in statutory and non-statutory public hearings, so you won't just hear from the people who are upset about the direction you're planning to take, but also from people who actually helped you to develop that direction, who come from across your community. So that's some ways in which collaboration can help you to develop your municipal agenda around climate change, but it can also help you to build and accelerate action on GHG reduction from outside of government. Participants themselves are going to be changed by this process of collaboration and can become change agents in their community. The collaboration is going to bring together people from different sectors, organizations from different sectors, and may create new alliances and synergies. And then finally, insofar as your organization is focused on how to support citizens and communities in community-based change, you're going to learn things through this collaboration that will help you in that work. So walking this road of more intensive and deeper collaboration with your citizens is going to require innovation, it's going to require capacity building, it's going to require investment, but it'll allow you to make your decisions in a way that fits with community values, that builds community support, and that enhances community action. Well, first off, I'd point to City of Calgary. They've done amazing work in bringing together citizens and stakeholders in sustainability planning, and this has supported really ambitious GHG reduction targets and ways of achieving those that are aligned with community passions and priorities. I'd also point to City of Edmonton. They brought stakeholders together very skillfully in creating their sustainability strategy, the way we green. And this includes quite ambitious high-level goals around municipal and community GHG reduction and also energy transition. And in 2012, they're going to work with Alberta Climate Dialogue, the organization that I lead, along with the Centre for Public Involvement, to roll out a cutting-edge collaborative process with citizens and organized stakeholders to plan implementation of these high-level goals. I'll say a tiny bit about that. They're going to bring together a citizen panel of 30 to 50 citizens who will meet very intensively over a number of days to come to grips with climate change, to look at the strategies and levers that are available within Edmonton, and to make recommendations into city action. They'll bring together stakeholders to support that process and make sure that it passes the smell test from the point of view of different stakeholder groups. And that panel of citizens together with stakeholders will actually plan community-based action as well as making recommendations about municipal action. So I think both of those are good examples. For other municipalities that want to innovate in their collaborative methods, I'd suggest they keep an eye on the Edmonton process and also connect with Alberta Climate Dialogue if they want to actually partner with us or learn from what we're doing. So first tip, start early in the policy cycle. Don't treat the kind of collaboration that I've been talking about as a way of validating something you've already decided to do. Treat it as a way of developing a plan and a way forward with citizens, with stakeholders, drawing on their wisdom. Next, I'd say clearly define why you want to engage the public and choose methods to match. The kind of method that I've been talking about links engagement to a real decision and allows participants and stakeholders to see that they will influence that decision. That's not to say that you're giving them the decision to make themselves, but you're showing them that their voices will matter and that if their recommendations are not adopted, they will get an explanation of why. Next, I'd say build in an education stage so that participants can move beyond their knee-jerk reactions or their accepted beliefs and actually deliberate based on good, balanced information. It'll help them to make wiser decisions with you, but it will also increase the legitimacy of what they're doing in the eyes of the broader public. Next, I'd say go deep, but also go wide. Some participants need to be involved in a sustained way if they're really going to get their heads around the tough trade-offs that you're facing as a government. On the other hand, you want to bring other people in a lighter touch way so that there are greater numbers involved. That can happen, for example, through online participation. And fit all of that into a communication strategy that's going to allow the broader community to know what's going on and to come to trust the process that you've put in place. And then finally, I'd say design citizen participation to be sustained. Too often, even in very good engagement or collaboration processes, the group that you've brought together is disbanded as soon as they make their recommendations. And that's just a giant missed opportunity. You can use these participants as ambassadors for their recommendations. You can keep them in touch with each other so that they can be sounding boards for implementation, so that they can check in down the line and tell you how you're doing. And you can also support them in being catalysts at the community level. One more thing that will sustain participation and sustain the effects of this exercise is really building in a process of learning for your municipality so that you're not just doing this as a one-off effort, but starting to build it into how you make tough decisions in your municipality.